Howdy do y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah Vita. If you don't already know, and if you do know, then groovy. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. Yes, thank you. So, you know what? We got our pajamas on today. We're ready to have a little, we're just gonna, I got my blanket. We're gonna get comfy today, okay? We're gonna get comfy, and we're gonna talk about, oh, look, she matches. Huh. Anyways, we're going to talk about, well, I guess before I get into that, for those of you who don't know, I do rockabilly / vintage inspired / pinup inspired movie reviews. More obscure movies. They're usually horror movies that I do. But today, instead of actually reviewing a movie like that, which will be coming up actually, I thought I would do one more so like the more popular ones, since most of the ones I do are obscure. I wanted to do like my top favorites of, you know, kind of that genre that are, you know, not from the 50s, but like I said, that are 50s inspired, rockabilly inspired, vintage, blobbity bloobity blah. So, that is what we're going to do today. So, and I'm not going to go into who played in these movies, because probably most of y'all know these movies actually, since they are more popular and more well-known. So, yeah. We're going to do the top 4 or 5? Yes, top 5. So, yeah. And if you agree with me, then, you know, or if you don't agree with me, then you can leave a comment down below and we can talk about it. Okay? So, probably out of these movies, number 5 for me would have to be American Graffiti. And that movie is a good movie. I feel like it's number 5 for me because I feel like it's a little boring for me. Like, all they're doing is like going around in a car and like, I don't know, I just feel like it's not quite as exciting. Like, there's good parts in it. I'm not saying it's a garbage movie, clearly, but I just feel like it's just it's not really my favorite, but like it is still a classic. Definitely about like teenage life in the 50s, or actually 60s, early 60s. And basically, if you don't really know, it's, you know, it's just a group of friends doing, you know, their own little thing in one night, pretty much. And most of them are going to college, and yeah, it is a good movie. I just feel like it's just a little bit boring, just driving around in cars. Beautiful cars, amazing soundtrack. Probably soundtrack, I'd have to put it like number 1 or 2, to be honest, because I absolutely love the soundtrack. I think they picked great tracks. I feel like it's kind of like, which brings me to my next movie, Grease, which actually I should put Grease as number 5. Yes, I am a rockabilly chick, and I don't really like Grease. So maybe I want to switch those two now and think about it. Only because Grease, yes, I know it's a classic, but I feel like it's just so overplayed. Everybody knows that movie. Everybody is obsessed with that movie. But, you know, excuse me, it's like these two movies are kind of, what was I talking about? The soundtrack part? Like, yeah, soundtrack for sure. Definitely better than that. But it's like both of these movies, I don't know what it was back in the 70s, but, well, even mostly in the 70s, I've noticed in movies, like, people that are playing teenagers are actually, like, my age. So, you know, which, I mean, some of them can pass and some of them can't, whatever, you know. I don't know. Grease does seem a little more fun to me. I do like musicals. Not all the songs slap for me, to be honest. They really don't. They just don't. They don't do it for me. And, like, I don't even got to go into anything about Grease, because we all already know what Grease is. And if you don't, then... Now, I have not seen the spinoff, because I do not have the, excuse me. I do not have the, platform that it's on. But the Grease Pink Ladies, I kind of wanted to see that. I don't know, I'm not, and it's, just real quick, I had to do... answer a question when one of the first pinup contests I ever did. Like, oh, who's your favorite character from Grease? Or do you like Danny better? Or blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't really like Crybaby's way better. Sorry, but it is. but we will get to that. So yeah, that would have to be number 4, number 5. We could probably actually switch those. So yeah, just Grease is so overplayed. I know it is a classic. Like I said, I just over it. So anyway, number 3, I'm going to have to go with The Notebook, actually. Yes, I hate romantic movies. I hate cheesy romance. Ooh, lovey-dovey. Yeah, I hate that shit. But this movie is just so good. And I know it's based off of a book, but like which I've actually never read the book. Don't tell anyone I didn't read the book, okay? But you know what? I mean, I think it is just amazing. The acting is great. Like, it takes place in the 1940s. We all know what The Notebook is, so I don't have to go into that either. And I just think that it's such a beautiful story. It does tug at my heartstrings, and it does, like, just, I don't know, like, I just think it's great. I think it's amazing. So good. Such a good story, definitely. But I'm putting it number 3 just because it is more of a lovey-dovey story. But other than that, like, if it comes on, I still watch it, like, all the time. Set in the 40s. Perfect. It's amazing. Another classic. Still better than Grease. So coming in at number 2, I would like to go with A League of Their Own, which takes place in the 1940s. It's got Madonna in it. I'm pretty sure most of us have seen that movie. That is also a really good movie. It also has, can't think of her name, but I actually didn't write anything down for this, so. But what's her name from Beetlejuice that's played, you know how I'm talking about. If you've seen it, you know. And, you know, it's really cool because it's, you know, more I mean, they're all kind of historical technically, but this one seems a little more historical because it's like talking about, you know, women's baseball when, you know, all the men were going out and fighting for war or in the war, not for war, Lord help. But, you know, and they didn't have a lot of men that were able to be in the baseball team or leagues and on the baseball teams. I will learn to talk one day. Today. But I think it's an amazing story. All these movies are so long, dude. I don't know. I just sat through the Terrifier 2 finally, and like, I don't know how I sat there for 2 hours. But anyway, that's not in this genre. Just a comparison. Just lengthy. That's just what I'm saying. But I think it is a really good movie. It's very realistic. I like movies that are more realistic. Not saying that Grease couldn't be realistic. I mean, clearly we're not singing all the time, unless you're me after I've had coffee and I get a little toaster in my head, then maybe, or Christmas songs, then maybe, you know, your life is a musical. I don't know, but that's just me. But I think it's a really great movie. I think the actors and the actresses that are in this are classic, are amazing, were really big in the 90s and some of the 80s, and I just think that they're great. I just think that was such a well thought out story. So good. Which, I should add more to this list. Anyways, but coming in at number 1 is clearly gonna have to be Crybaby. Yes, Johnny Depp as Crybaby Walker. And I know that whole movie by heart. I love that movie. I will watch that movie until the cows come home, and then probably leave and go on vacation and come back again. So yeah, I have loved that movie forever. I think that if anyone ever talks about a Rockabilly movie, that is the movie. Okay, because John Waters is amazing. And Hairspray, we could give that an honorable mention too, because I love like all of his movies, to be honest. Like, I love them. But Crybaby, to me, is way more of a staple for this kind of little subculture, because a little Grease over here does not compare to Crybaby, and it never will, and I'm sorry. That's just my opinion, so you may disagree, and that's fine. That's totally cool. But I just think it's the best. The music is perfect. Of course, the actor, of course it's cheesy, but it's amazing. And just every time someone brings up, you know, like, oh, people I don't know, and they're like, oh, you must be obsessed with Elvis and Marilyn Monroe and Grease. And I'm like, no, try Betty Page, Stray Cats. and Crybaby. Okay? Try that instead. So yeah, and I will immediately be like, no, you need to watch Crybaby because it's way better. Which I think more people have actually seen that than I think that they have, because most of the people I know have seen it and they're not into this at all. So, but anyway, that's just my little unpopular, maybe popular, I don't know, opinion of my, not really reviews, just ranking the more popular Rockabilly movies. I was just trying to mash up the words. So yeah, anyways, so we're gonna go watch a movie so that we can do a actual movie review next time. But I don't know, I've just been watching rewatching a lot of these movies for the past like week, so, and I was like, that'd be kind of interesting to do that. I don't know, people don't really talk about movies in this land over here, so yeah. People, like, never talk about these movies. So, you know what? I am your Rockabilly go-to movie girl. So, anyways, I will leave reviews that I have done down below. I have done El Monstro del Mar. That's the newest one that I have done. It is a Rockabilly movie. Thank you very much. I've done Rockabilly Vampire. Zombie Weekend. Spoiler, I am going to be reviewing a movie called Rockabilly Vampire. So, yeah, I've done Slumber Party Massacre 2. I've done a lot of stuff. So, anyways, if you want to check those out, I'll leave them linked up here and down below. So, yeah, and at the end of the video, which is probably already over here since YouTube likes to timestamp things weird instead of letting me, figure out what time I actually want to put it. Yeah, I will leave those, and I also do hair and makeup videos if you want to know how to do pin-up hair or anything like that. So, yeah. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate you. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, because it really helps my tiny ass channel. And don't forget, of course, to keep it rockin'.